joy and excitement for these action figures that I had previously is now gone. The well is dried up, and now I can finally express my true feelings about these action figures. While I do like the aesthetic about them, and some of the engineering that basically follows with them, I will say, unfortunately, it really has got to do with the hip joints. I do not like these joints. I have mentioned that throughout my Ninja Turtle reviews from Playmates Toys. I've mentioned that with the previous video review with these action figures. They are a bad design, and they will cause problems with your figures, as it's already starting with mine. It was not this bad when I was reviewing these figures. I haven't done anything with them outside of pose them after doing the video review for their proper thumbnail for the video. And this is what occurs, unfortunately. More wearing out paintwork, unfortunately. It's because of the engineering here at the hip. These hip joints, these weird hip joints that do not work for action figures. It causes too much of a bulk going on here at the hip part of the leg, and it's rubbing up against the crotch piece because there's hardly any clearance because of the thickness going on here, and it's just taking the paint with it, and it doesn't take much at all, as I have mentioned already. Outside of reviewing these figures and posing them for the thumbnail for the video, I haven't done anything else with any of them. They're still in the position that I had them originally. You see how bad this is. This is a piss poor design that needs to go away. I really was hoping to God that this style of articulation at the legs was not going to ensue to Voltron Legendary Defenders. I really wish that Playmates Toys would have just left it at the door with Ninja Turtles and leave it away from the precious Voltron series. It's unfortunate that it had to carry in. It sucks. It just sucks. The only thing that can really put a smile on my face right now is the fact that Keith here has swallowed a set of maracas. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. The figure has a loose bit on the inside, and there's no way to get it out because there's no screw holes, which is a plus. But having said that, it's also a negative, considering that there's no way to open up this figure without having to cut him open myself, breaking the figure at that point. So, yeah, nice work, Playmates Toys. Awesome. You're fantastic. Keep up the good work. I don't know what to say now. Again, all the excitement about these figures is now gone. I mean, I love Voltron Legendary Defender. I want a proper toy line with much love and respect to the series to follow with it. Unfortunately, it had to go to Playmates Toys. Who thought this was a good idea? Now, I don't know if I want to continue buying these figures. I mean, obviously, I'm going to lose out. You know, it's the only reason I really pick up these figures outside of just collecting them. I also review them for your viewing pleasure because you asked me to. And if I was to stop here, I'm sure some of you would head out the door, basically, and never look back. And I don't want that to happen. I don't want to lose my fans, my supporters. This is not something that I want to contribute to if it's going to end up this way, this horrible. I can't have that. You know, granted that these figures are only $8, that's less than $10. Most figures nowadays of this caliber would be like $15. So, you know, props to them for that, but, I mean, don't play cheap, okay? Do not play cheap. I cannot afford this. You know, physically, this is harming me, alright? Maybe mentally as well. But I'm not the only one. Okay, this is just the starting chain of problems to occur, alright? This chain is going to fall apart. This is just my opinion here. And I know they're not going to listen. I know this video isn't going to even get in touch with them. But please, somehow, by the grace of God, if you are listening to this, reconsider the hip joints. Reconsider it. This is not the way that these figures should be justified. I mean, come on. Come on. It's time to trade up. Stop living in the past. Stop living in the 80s. Stop giving us a lack of articulation with villain action figures. Stop giving us these stupid hip joints when it comes to fully posable action figures, because it doesn't work for them in any mean or fashion. So with that said, would you please take into consideration getting with the more modern style action figures? Just think about it, alright? I've said enough.